Hey there, I'm Matt. I'm a content specialist at FamilySearch, and I'm here with Savannah Larson, and she is a research specialist at the Family History Library in Salt Lake City. And we are excited to be here today to talk about resources that are available online to help us with our family history journey. So Savannah, what would you like to talk about?
There are tons of resources that are available to beginners as they get ready in their as they start their family history journey. The one that I want to talk about first is the record hinting on online family trees. And most family tree websites where you can build a family tree have some kind of record hinting integrated into this. So right now I'm showing you the FamilySearch family tree, where if you build out a family, um, and you add them into the database, FamilySearch will search on the back end through all of their databases, and it will give you little record hints or little blue boxes that show you, hey, this might be a record for your ancestor. And it's a really great way to just kind of get started in your family history journey, finding through the easy database records. And FamilySearch brings them right to you. And a lot of the other websites do something very similar where they bring the records right to you. And all you have to do is look at them and decide whether or not they belong to your family. So it's a great way to get started if you're just kind of testing the waters with genealogy.
So it seems like, Savannah, it really saves you time because, instead of doing an individual search and having to know, oh, I'm going to look in this database for this person, it's kind of a quick search of everything, which saves a ton of time.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. And especially for areas that you're not super comfortable with, like this family is in Sweden. If you've never done research in Sweden, you may not know what records are available. And this can kind of introduce you to some of the records that you're going to be working with as you start in a new area. So for example, this Swedish record is a household examination book. And if you've never done Swedish records before, that kind of gives you an idea of like, okay, so this is kind of a census. And you can kind of learn more about the source and look at the source. It's a good way to start and to get a little bit more information before you feel like you're diving into unknown territory.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. And you mentioned this is a FamilySearch, and you mentioned that other websites do the same thing.
Yeah, so there are several websites that do the same thing. For example, Ancestry. Let me pull up a tree there. This is one of my ancestry trees, and it has a similar feature with record hints, and they call it, like, I call them shaky leaves, where if there's a leaf on it, you can click on it and it will say 12 ancestry hints. And if you click on the leaf, it will bring up all of the ancestry hints in a list. And in a similar way, it will give you information about these hints, and you can look at the images, you can look at the indexes and decide whether or not it belongs to your family. And if it does, you can just click save and it goes along. MyHeritage does something similar. You can see it here. They search both for other trees that are similar as well as record hints. So this little green button where it says smart matches, that would be like trees that are similar. And then the brown button would be record matches. It also gives a feature called discovery, where you see I've put in a little tree here, and it's saying discovery. And if you click on this, or if you hover over it, it will show you, we have a match for this person. And if you look at this match and add it to your tree, it will add 39 other people, which is huge, especially as you're getting started, to be able to look through these databases and collaborate with these databases and add a lot of people to your tree really quickly.
Yeah, that's cool. It's like you come with what you know. Like in this case, this tree on MyHeritage, you've been able to kind of type in what you know, and then it automatically is starting to look for ways to grow that. And then what happens when you click on
So if you
that?
click on it, it will load up the two next to each other. So you see Here on the left is my tree, and I don't have a lot about this person at all. And if you look on the right, they've got an image and a lot of different information. And I've seen that image before, so yeah, I know that's my great-grandfather. And so I can click yes, and it will merge them together and add all of the people into the tree. So it's just taking a little bit of time to confirm that.
Yeah.
And if you look, here are all of the people that will be added.
Wow, with photos too.
Yeah, they've got pictures and information for all of these people, which is awesome. It really jumpstarts my research so that I can jump in and not redo work that somebody else has already done. But then I can also go in and read these stories and see these pictures that other people have already found.
So then so show us your tree again. That pulls. Oh,
Yeah, so if I add this to my tree, and then it'll bring it back to the tree so I can show you.
See how because that had to have made a big addition.
You see here, now that's where I started, and I added to this Lyle.
That's cool.
And if you pull it over, oh, yeah, congratulations, we've added 40 new people and 25 new photos to your tree. But you can look over here and see all of these new people that were added to my tree just by using one discovery hint.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
And MyHeritage isn't the only one that does something like this. Ancestry does a similar thing, and FamilySearch, because it's a wiki, you can easily tap into that knowledge as well by adding what you know and then connecting into the larger tree of FamilySearch. So it's a really great step and a really good first step as you start your genealogy, because you don't want to do work that somebody else has already done. You want to find the discoveries. And this will help you to find what you don't know, but what somebody else has already done, which is the most exciting part. It's the most fun part.
Well, and you hit the ground running. Well, that's
Yeah.
super cool. Now, these sites, I mean, I know from what I know about these sites, they have a lot of other resources as well, right? I mean, so
yeah.
you've got this tree building that can help you take what you know and then expand it based on what maybe the community knows or what other researchers have added. But I know that they offer other ways to help you with your family history.
Yes, absolutely. So if you've put in your tree and kind of exhausted the record hints that are showing up, and you maybe want to start doing a little bit more research into the records, doing what doesn't come up easily, the first resource that I would suggest is the FamilySearch Wiki. And you can find it by going to the FamilySearch main page. So if you hover over search, and then you click on Research Wiki, this is a database of records and articles that can help you learn more about family history from different places all over the world. If you want to learn more about a certain area, you can just click on it on this map, or if you want to learn something specific, you can type into it here. And you can just click search, and several articles will come up where you can kind of dive right into the records in a specific area or a specific type of record. If you wanted to type in like tax records in the US, you could learn more about tax records specifically. So it's a really great resource if you want to just dive into what those records are and how to use them.
Yeah.
But it also gives a really good step for beginners if you're really just unsure, you don't even know what to look for to start, and you want to get going. If you, on this main page, click on guided research, here it will offer different helpful steps as you get started in your process. So all of the green areas are areas where guided research is available. So for example, if I wanted guided research in England, I could click on the map where it says England, and then it kind of walks me through the process that I need to know. So it says, do you know the county where your ancestor lived? And if you do, you can click on that. And then, like, for example, if my ancestor was in Kent County, I would click on that, and then it would ask me what kind of information I'm looking for. And you can just kind of walk through the process. I want to find a birth record, and it will give you links to different places where you can find birth records, and you can search easily through them.
That's cool. That's cool, because sometimes you don't know. I mean, you know, you're trying to find where that person was born, but you don't know whether that's going to be for the time frame, and you don't know whether that's going to be a church record or a government record, or there's a lot of unknowns. And what's nice here, it's funneling us to the right type of information that we're looking for. I guess that's why they call it guided research.
And it definitely is a great way to learn about the records, especially for a beginner when you don't know anything about them. This will bring you right to the place you need to start. And then if these records, if these sources that come up first don't work, they also have options where you can look for additional resources or substitute records. And if you can't find it for some reason, it tells you like why this record may not exist. So you can learn more as you go and understand, okay, so this is why my record may not be there, or here's another place I can look if I don't find it in the obvious place. So it's a great way to get started as you're diving into the records and trying to learn more about the actual research side.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. What about other sites? I mean, are there other things like this?
Yeah, so most of the research sites have some kind of tool when it comes to guided research. So for example, MyHeritage has what they call the knowledge base. And here they have several articles and different videos that can teach you more about your ancestry. But you can come in and try a couple different things, or you can come through and browse their webinars. You want to learn more about LDS research, there's a section on that, or how to generate charts and graphics. Usually these are more specific to the website they're associated with. So if you use MyHeritage as your main website, then you can come here and learn how to use MyHeritage and make the most of it. And FamilySearch has a very similar thing, and it's kind of hidden. So people kind of get lost, but it's up in this top area where it says help. If you click on help, and then you click on help center, and then learning center, you can find really helpful videos here. So if you type in Sweden here, it will bring up all of the different classes we have on Swedish research. And you can do the same thing for several other countries, Germany, England. You can do it for specific areas and see if there are specialists here at the library who have created content that will help you to get started. If you have a more specific research problem, like for example, if you have really deep American ancestry, there are different societies that create similar content. For example, American Ancestors, or the New England Historical Genealogy Society, has created a website like where they have also added videos and webinars and guided research tools for their patrons to use. And this one specifically, you don't have to be a member to enjoy these research tools. All you have to do is have a free login to this website.
Well, and that's a key principle there, Savannah, because each of these sites that you're showing, you know, some are free, like FamilySearch is free to access pretty much most of that site. American Ancestors, like you said, is free with an account, like if you sign up and have an account. Sites like Ancestry and MyHeritage are paid sites, but they offer I want to say it's usually a couple of weeks, like a 2-week trial that you can kind of get a feel for it and see if that's the resource that's going to help you in the way that you learn, or the way that you want to do it. So that is something to keep in mind as you're looking at these different resources and trying them out. Is to understand kind of that pay structure.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a clarification, this American Ancestors one, American Ancestors has a lot of things that are behind their membership paywall. So they've got different databases and events and things that you can attend as long as you're a member, which is a paid subscription. But there are a lot of things on their site that are just free to users with a login. And there are several sites that are like that, where if you create a login, you can access so many things for free. But then if you want to unlock everything that the website has to offer, then you do have to pay a subscription sometimes.
Oh, that's good. That's a good clarification. Now, some of the stuff that I've seen that you've shown us here and some stuff I'm familiar with, it comes in different formats. I know these days we are kind of a YouTube generation. It feels like I think it's easy for us to learn through video, and I wonder what these sites might have in the way of video, like to help show us what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did mention that Ancestry or MyHeritage knowledge base does have a few videos, but Ancestry also does. And then FamilySearch has a help center that also has video. But if you are just looking for content really quickly, the best place to go or to start is YouTube. And here, again, I'm using Swedish because that's my specialty. But if you type in Swedish genealogy, you can have things pull up really quickly from different sites. So here's a record video on how to do Swedish genealogy from Ancestry. And then here is a page called the Swedish Genealogy Guide that you can subscribe to that has videos as well on how to read record handwriting. You see different things about charts. So you can kind of get an idea about different areas of research based on what they have in YouTube. This one is the Swedish Genealogy Guide. You can watch this video and then it'll bring up similar videos on the side as well.
Well, and what's so cool about that is you can get really, I mean, that's a pretty specific research thing, but that's so helpful. Like what's on screen now, you can see this is the way the different letters likely looked in the records that you're researching. So, you know, it seems like this is a resource that is super helpful for this kind of specific stuff.
And this one specifically is created not by one of the big websites, but by a specific person, this Jeff Morris, who actually works at the library. And he's created this resource that is super valuable and put it onto YouTube where you can easily find it if you are just willing to run a quick search.
Yeah. Oh, that's so helpful. That is great. Well, Savannah, I think these have been some pretty awesome tips to help people get started. You know, when you first are starting the family history journey, it can seem overwhelming. And I know that this has been a helpful guide of these sites and other resources that can help people get a good head start. So thank you for the time and your expertise, and we'll see you next time.
My pleasure. We'll see you.